the pull of the current, fording the Iowa River.
There are three natural fords in Iowa Falls. Iowa Falls is a river town. It is essentially a peninsula, the old town being surrounded on the south and west by the Iowa River and on the east by Rock Run Canyon. Originally, there were only two primitive river bridges in Hardin County, Alden and Xenia. There were three natural fording places within the immediate Iowa Falls area that could be crossed only in times of low water prior to the completion of the first River Street Bridge in December of 1867. The bridge could only be crossed at a walking pace, and some horses, as well as wagon masters, refused to cross it. The roads and entryways were dirt, often mud, and required frequent filling. The River Street Bridge was rebuilt in 1878 and 1888 before the present cement bridge was built by the Weldon brothers in 1922. It has had periodic maintenance since then. A natural ford requires a gradual incline on both banks of the river. The river can be crossed diagonally if necessary. Preferably, the crossing should be shallow and not too wide, as well as having an absence of swampy ground. That is why River Bend has never been a good fording location. The three natural fords in Iowa Falls are shown. Number 3 was still in use when journalist Ira Nichols came to town in 1895. The first natural fording location in Iowa Falls is on the east side, at the site of the present-day Lower Bridge. The site is a natural fording location in that the river is shallow and narrow at this point. Stagecoaches crossed here from Marshalltown to Iowa Falls and beyond. The second natural fording location was at the present-day site of the River Street Bridge, which was a considerable distance by stagecoach from the first fording location. Aerial views today show that it is a natural crossing point because it is a gap between the formidable palisades on each side which could not be crossed. The River Street Bridge and the River Street Crossing was the natural gateway and harbor to Iowa Falls. Originally, horses and wagons were driven down into what is known as the Fitz Ravine. They entered the river and crossed diagonally to the northeast and came out on the shallow shore of what was known as White's Mill, which today is Dugan's Landing. The Fitz Ravine was filled in the early 1900s, just prior to the construction of the present-day River Street Bridge. Today, the ravine is little resemblance to what it once was. It's merely a sewer substation now, but it must be tiled out to the river to prevent it from flooding over present-day Foster Boulevard and the intersection with River Street and Bliss Boulevard. River Bend has never been a good fording location because the river is too deep and the area is swampy. People needed to be transported by excursion boats. Despite being the site most recently abandoned around 1900, the third fording location is the most difficult to pinpoint. This is because of the construction and development on the north side of the river and the housing development in River Oaks on the south side. The fording location started around the Weaver Cove area or just to the east. Stagecoaches didn't necessarily take the exact same path each time, but they stuck to the primary route from north to south. They were on their way to Georgetown.